the driver of a V8 supercar, reaching speeds close to 300 kilometres an hour in 65-degree heat.
Not only that, you're up against Australia's best drivers, and you've got the hopes of an entire racing team on your shoulders. Not to mention the pressure of satisfying sponsors who spend millions and want results. Now try doing all of that when you're only 20.
Being one of the youngest drivers is pretty difficult. You do get a lot of pressure put on you at some points in time from the older guys who probably aren't too keen on a younger guy being up there and hassling and dicing for position. So to start off with, that was a bit of a problem, but now I think everyone accepts you a little bit more once you've been there for a couple of years, and they get on with their job and you get on with yours.
Rick Kelly is one of the young guns of the V8 supercars, the top motorsport category in Australia. Here at Phillip Island, Rick and the team are testing their cars for this weekend's season opener in Adelaide.
It's extremely intense out there, so you've got a lot to think about with gear changes and changes on the car and what the car's doing to give correct feedback to the guys.
It's been a fast ride for a country boy from Mildura who started racing go-karts at age 7. He won 3 Rookie of the Year titles before moving to V8 supercars. It was a dream come true.
It is great to be able to race against stars like Scape and Ambrose, because it's sort of the guys you've watched on telly when you were younger and that sort of thing, and you know, you always aspire to be like someone so famous. So it was good to be able to jump in and have a go. It was obviously pretty nerve-wracking to start with, but after you get used to it, you want to get out there and you realise they're just another person that you need to beat. I still get very nervous before events, and you have my way of preparing for that. I normally take half an hour before the race to be on my own and think things through and make sure I've got my mind and everything in order for the race.
Welcome back, and you're just in time as our race leader, Greg Murphy, makes his first pit stop of the afternoon. Rick Kelly, the youngster, jumping in.
I probably am naturally quite aggressive, but you have to really contain it until you are outside the car, because otherwise you make a silly mistake on the track or end up getting yourself in a lot of trouble. You really don't think about getting hurt in one of the race cars. They've got probably 60 metres of roll cage built in, and everything's designed to be quite safe with sand traps and concrete walls. The only time I sort of do change my attitude or am a little bit worried about things like that is when I see my brother Todd on the side of the circuit after a bit of an accident. It does get to me a little bit, and I'd be constantly on the radio to the team, making sure he's okay.
The Kelly brothers are having a great family scrap across the mountain.
Rick's older brother Todd also races V8 supercars, but for a rival team.
Down good times. Rick has just answered back.
That's not soldered in there though, because you need to be able to get that out.
What was fine before you attacked
No, it wasn't.
So you've always been competitive?
Yeah, pretty much everything that we've always done. We've been on motorbikes since we've both been 4 years old, and you know, we always make a track wherever we go and have a race and get the stopwatch out. So.
And who's quickest?
Usually me.
But not last year, when Rick and co-driver Greg Murphy got the better of Todd and the rest of the field to win the Bathurst 1000, making Rick, at just 20, the youngest person ever to win Australia's premier touring car race.
Winning Bathurst is obviously probably the highlight of my career. It definitely is, and probably one of the highlights of my life. It's quite special to be able to win at such a young age, and it's definitely something I remember for a long time, walking out onto the podium with a couple of thousand people. That was awesome.
And while winning is everything, there's also some nice perks, like the use of sponsors' cars and even a boat.
Is being a professional racing driver what people think it is?
I don't think so, to be honest. Probably 20% of it's actually driving the car, which is what I wanted to do, and the rest is probably doing appearances and PR work. So it is quite a good lifestyle. Like, you do get, you know, a few perks and that sort of thing, but yeah, it is quite different to what you'd imagine. Everyone, I guess, wants to be the best there is out there, and there's, you know, there's a lot of drivers who have won Bathurst, which is what I've won, and I want to win. I think Brock's have won 9. I want to win 10 or 11. I want to win more than anyone else has won, and try and be the best that there is out there, and that's, you know, that's the aim for my career, I think.